Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat. I'm joined with Brandon, the Heartbreaker Figueroa. Brandon, yeah, really appreciate you giving us a bit of your time. I think 4 weeks before fight night against Stephen Fulton. Big unification fight. First question is how are you? How's training camp been so far?
Training camp has been going amazing. Me and my team, we've been doing a good job to prepare for this fight, and I mean, we expect nothing but the best. So that's why we're training in tremendous shape so that I can go at 110% for this fight.
Absolutely. And Stephen Fulton, another undefeated fighter, another American, bit older than yourself. Is there, for kind of British fans who maybe haven't heard of him, is there anything you can tell us about him? Can you give us an insight into what you're expecting from him come fight night?
Yeah, he's a champion for a reason. He took the belt from Angelo Leo. He's a great fighter. He's really crafty. Has a lot of skills in his arsenal. But yeah, come fight night, we're gonna take it to him. We're gonna put the pressure on and make sure that it's not an easy fight for him. I've seen a couple of his fights, and he can box, brawl, do a little bit of everything. But I feel like with my pressure, it'll be a different story.
Yeah, absolutely. And you discussed your pressure then, and I feel like it's no secret you've been on a KO streak for a little while now. Are you expecting to win this fight by stoppage? And do you go into every fight aiming to win by stoppage? Is that your kind of mindset?
Well, I mean, as a boxer, I mean, you don't really want to leave it to the judges, but I mean, I'm not really a technical boxer. So in that sense, leaving it to the judges' scorecards isn't really the way that my game plan works. But we've been fighting with the style I have, with the game plan of just taking it to him. Boxing is a sport where I understand where hit and don't get hit, but at the same time, I mean, it's you got to risk a little bit to give more. You got to take a little bit to give more. So yeah, I feel like my pressure does work, and I'm going with the mindset of dominating and finishing him, not letting it go to the scorecards. Who would want to let it get to the scorecards? Not me.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm just very excited for this fight. It's going to be fireworks, literally.
Yeah, fantastic. And I just you touched on judges' scorecards, then not wanting to leave it to judges' scorecards, completely understandable. With that in mind, like I noticed your last fight against Luis Neri, 7th round stoppage, but at the time the scorecards were very close. Is that part of the reason, like whether obviously whether you thought you were winning that fight or drawing that fight or whatever, is that kind of a reason why you don't want to leave it to the judges' scorecards from now on? Just because although you won that fight by stoppage against Luis Neri, and him being an undefeated fighter as well, yeah, is that why, would you say?
No, I mean, I just feel like I wanted to make a statement. A lot of people were saying that he was gonna knock me out, that he has a lot of power and this and that. So I took the fight to him. I tried to prove everyone that I'm the real dog inside the ring, and that I'm the real fighter inside the ring. And he just couldn't handle my pressure, my power. And yeah, I basically just made him quit. And I mean, that's no better way than to finish a fight in that spectacular fashion than to just go out there, dominate him. And I didn't really care about being down in the scorecards, because that's part of my game plan, breaking down my opponent. I mean, as you can see by the 7th round, he didn't have anything left in his gas tank. He wasn't hurting me with his punches anymore. Not that he was. But yeah, we just took the fight to him. We made sure that it wasn't gonna be left to the scorecards, and that's the way I fight. I put the pressure on. I punch from all angles, work the body, break him down, and I just took everything out of him from the beginning of the fight. And it took me a while to get my rhythm and find my rhythm, but once I did, I mean, you guys saw the barrage of punches that I was throwing. So
yeah, and absolutely. And do you find that you're kind of getting more respect from the boxing public after that fight? Do you find that like more people know who you are, more people know who you're about now? Do you think like the perception of you as a fighter has changed?
I mean, Yeah, I mean, this is how the boxing world is. You gotta go out there and show out. You gotta make sure that all eyes are on you, and then when all eyes are on you, you gotta show out. If not, well, then there's no really a reason for people to want to watch you fight.
Mm.
So you got to be an exciting fighter. You got to be a fighter that sells. You got to be a fighter that sells tickets and makes great fight. That's what brings in the people. That's what makes people want to watch you. And yeah, obviously, fighting top opposition and beating them in spectacular fashion, obviously, is going to get the people going. Is going to get the people to notice you. And I mean, I want to say that I don't really care about that. Then at the same time, I do, because that's part of boxing. I just love to train and fight. I love to go out there and just give fans a good show. It doesn't matter against who, but I mean, that's for the fans to decide. Obviously fans like fighters for their own opinion or for their own reason. And I'm just out there, enjoying myself and giving the fans, everyone watching, everyone that tunes in. Even, I know when I beat Neri there at the Carson StubHub, everyone was in shock. Everyone was rooting for him, even though I was the American. He did have a lot of Mexican fans there. But apart from that, we just went out there and did what we wanted to do, was to knock him out and get him out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah. A bit late, but yeah, congratulations on that performance and picking up another belt. Big, massive achievement. So obviously, kind of this fight's for WBA, WBO, WBC. I know you come across as a really kind of professional guy with tunnel vision. I'm sure you're only really focused on this fight, but do you think the winner of this fight is going to go on and try and capture the rest of the belts in the division, or maybe kind of have to take care of a mandatory? What do you envisage happening for the winner of this fight?
Well, if everything goes my way, I feel like this might be my last fight at 122.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I did a pretty good, little track record at the 122-pound division. Now it's time to move up and fight bigger and better opposition. Not saying that the opposition in the 122-pound division isn't the best, but I'm just saying that my body is growing and making 122 isn't easy at all. It's hard work and it's a lot of sacrifice and it takes a lot out of you. So as far as my legacy, if everything goes as planned, as the way I wanted, then I feel like this might be my last fight, and I end up leaving the 122-pound division as a 3-time champion, and now looking for the next champions at 126. I feel like that's more exciting to me, and it's time for me to grow.
Absolutely, and that's exciting for myself and a lot of other British boxing fans, because the featherweight division in Britain at the moment is fantastic. There's likes of don't know if you saw Lee Wood won a world title a couple of weeks ago, beating Kanju. Josh Warrington's fighting in a couple of weeks. Kid Galahad just became world champion as well. If you were to move up later this year, do you think, are there any kind of British fighters that you would kind of, I'm not saying call out, but would really want to fancy fighting, or not? Would you are you more likely to fight another American or Mexican fighter?
I mean, at this point, I haven't really looked past. I mean, I don't really look past anyone. I'm not looking past Fulton. But with that being said, once, like I said, if everything goes as planned, and we come out with the win, then it's time to think for the 126 pound division. Because to be honest, I barely even know who's fighting and who's not. There's so many fighters, so many great talent, so many great boxers out there that I don't even know who has the belt or not. But definitely, I am looking towards, just fighting the best at the 126-pound division, and I'm ready for it. I feel like after this fight, if I win and everything goes as planned, then that's the next step. Yes, the next step is to look at the 126-pound division and see who's out there to make great fights.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing as just going to touch on other weight divisions as well. I know it's the weight division below you at the moment now, but just wanted to ask, did you watch Casemiro against Rigondeaux at the weekend?
I watched the highlights of it.
Okay, did you obviously a few people have had things to say about that fight in regards to kind of lack of punches thrown and who won, that sort of thing. Did you take much from the highlights at all?
No, I mean, it looked like Casimiro was, dominating. I mean, I know boxing is like I said, is the art of hitting and not getting hit. But I mean, if you're not hitting your opponent, if you're throwing 8 punches around, how do you expect everyone to fight? Boxing is to throw punches. The more punches you throw, then the more times you're gonna hit your opponent, the more points, obviously. But I mean, everyone has different tactics. Everyone has different game plans. Everyone sees boxing differently. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Casemiro did enough to win the fight. Maybe not in a dominating fashion, but I feel like you can't really do much against fighters that run and are in the back pedal all fight long. And not only that, but Rigondeaux is an excellent, boxer. So I can just imagine how hard it was to find a fighter that throws 8 punches around. So
yeah,
I can just imagine.
And say, for example, like Rigondeaux wanted to move up a weight division or two in his next fight and called you out for all of your belts. Is that a fight that A, would kind of entertain you? Obviously, it would be a big fight. And B, if he approached the Casemiro fight the way that he approaches you in the ring, how would you deal with those sort of tactics?
Well, I mean, just put more pressure. I mean, if I see that he's not engaging in the fight, then I'll make him engage. I'll make him throw more than 8 punches around. I mean, obviously, I haven't fought a crafted fighter like him that he moves very, very well. He's quick, he's strong. So maybe Casemiro, that's the reason why he didn't want to go in. I mean, who knows? Only Casemiro knows the reason why he didn't put more pressure, because maybe he didn't want to get caught or something like that. I mean, it just depends. Maybe he just wanted to coast on the win and just take it to the scorecards because he knew he was up. I mean, who knows? But if it was in my hands, I mean, I would definitely maybe put a little bit more pressure and kept it on him.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. I think thanks very much for your time, Brandon. I just think final question really. I know your father trained you. I know your sister's involved in the setup as well. Just wanted to ask, first of all, how are your family, and how's Omar Figueroa as well? Can we expect to see him in the ring anytime soon, do you think?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think he's training back at home. I'm currently training in California right now, in Indio. Yeah, I have my mom here, my sister, that they both help me out a lot, and my dad, of course. So yeah, I mean, it's a family affair, and I love it. I mean, it's like being away from home, but not being away from home at the same time. I mean, it does suck not being home and the comfortability of your own house, of your own bed, and driving around in your own car. So it's different now, but I mean, I'm getting used to this, and I'm loving it. I love to eat, sleep, boxing, repeat, literally. I love everything about boxing. So it's just amazing to have this experience with my family, and for them to be along in this journey with me is amazing, and I'm really appreciative.
Yeah, it was definitely unique and an interesting one. But okay, great. Well, I'll let you crack on. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And if we don't speak before, all the best for September. Really looking forward to staying up for the fight. I'm sure a lot of British fight fans are. And yeah, that's it from me. But yeah, all the best for your fight, Brandon.
No, yes, sir. Thank you, Eliot. Thank you for the opportunity, and a big shout out to my UK fans, my British fans. You guys are the best. You guys have been supporting me since day one, and I know you guys want me to fight in British, so maybe one day I'll be fighting over there. Just depending on my team and whatever happens, but hopefully one day I'll be over there in Europe or British, wherever my UK fans are, and maybe give you guys an excellent fight.
Fantastic. Fingers crossed. It's got to happen if you're moving up. That's my opinion. But yeah, fingers crossed we see that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Great.
Appreciate
Thank you, Brandon. Take care. Bye bye.
Yeah, likewise.